Good evening and welcome back to Timberborn, where we still pouring loads of water down the drain. However, we've also built loads of houses and built this, and this is all dried out and fantastic and wonderful and happy days. We also we haven't got the science to unlock the new power shop yet. I've paused loads of buildings and changed things because beavers come in and go in and change things over. Loads of stuff is paused. Plus injuries. Injuries were a problem. Although injuries, let's start with that. So last episode I was saying I couldn't see a difference between the beds and not the beds with beavers. I was watching a beaver that was just walking around and watching a beaver that was in a medical bed, and their injuries seem to be dropping at the same speed, and I couldn't figure it out. Well, with medicine, it absolutely does make a difference. A beaver that is injured in the mine will have the injury. If I can click on a beaver, give me a beaver. Give me that. Will have the injury. It doesn't actually show the injury, but it will have the injury. It will 100%. It will be completely 100% full injury. And with the medicine bed, the medicine in there, it will take about 2 days to get rid of that injury. Now I know it takes about 5 or 6 days without the bed, so yes, the bed is making a difference. The bed on its own probably doesn't do as much, but medicine absolutely does. Maybe the bed does as well, and just I wasn't observing it properly. It's a bit weird because, as I said, they move places. They constantly move around, so they're not always getting medical attention. It's odd, but it's fine. It's fine. We have that. So, but what we want to do is we want to move our beavers from here into here, but we can't. For 2 reasons. One, water is the big main reason. And 2, I don't want to start all these buildings, because if I do, we're going to have an influx of beavers, which will cause a problem of no food, so they probably will die. But also, it will cause a massive influx of beavers early, and then they'll all get old and die, and then more beavers, and then die, and then more beavers, and we'll have a population that goes up and down and up and down and up and down. So I'd rather turn on some of them, wait a few days, turn on some more, wait a few days, turn on some more, so we get a nice steady up and down of our beavers. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to pause this, and we are going to demolish all these houses here. This is going goodbye. There we go. Okay, and then that was 12 houses, so we need to turn on 12 here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16. So we are going to go up in beavers. That was 12. This is 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was 12, and we've gone up to 16. So we are going to go up in beavers, but we're not going to dramatically jump, because if we do, food is going to be a problem. So let's address that kind of now. I'm waiting for the science to come along, because I want to unlock the flywheels, the horizontal flywheels. However, sorry, the vertical flywheels. However, I had a plan to put them in here and then putting the pumps on top. That plan is not going to work when I think about it. If the flywheels are same as this, just vertical. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles tall. 3 tiles tall. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles wide. So instead, it's going to be 5 tiles tall and 3 tiles wide. Makes sense, but I assume that's how it goes. I don't know. We will unlock them and see them. But that would mean we could put 2 in here, and they would connect to these power sources here. And they would poke out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They should be lined up with this here. They might poke out a little bit. It might be. Yeah, but they're going to be 5 tall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tall, and our pumps are only 2 deep. They only go this deep. So with the iron teeth, they go deeper, but because with the folktails, they only go 2 deep. So putting them on top of the water or top of the flywheels won't work at all. So I think we're just going to put the pumps in here. And the flywheels, I don't know what I'm going to do with. We might put them like in a corner over here and just power them and have them as like battery storage in one corner somewhere. I'm not sure. I kind of want to build like one of each just because I can. Apart from this thing, because this is just a basically it has a connector in the center for a flywheel. So you'd build this, and then you'd put one of these giant flywheels on top, and then you can run power into any side of this bottom piece, and it would power the flywheel. Because this bottom piece can be connected to any source of power at once. So if I get a plug here, a power pole here, you see any point can be connected to it. Get rid of those. Don't build that. We don't want to build that. But if I put the flow in like this, and then try and run power to it, nothing can connect to it. It only connects to that top centerpiece. So I get that. I understand why that's there, and I understand why there's not a vertical version of it as well, because the vertical one will be a lot easier, simply because the vertical one will have a connection on the side anyway. So we could always put one of those in and then do these giant ones in the corner here. So then to run the power onto it, or put them over here. But we can figure that out. That's not a problem. That's a non-issue that we can figure out easily. The issue, however, is going to be food. So I want to have food, and I have a plan. And this plan, small disclaimer, I've already recorded this episode once, and I fell into the plot of what I'm kind of doing now, talking and planning stuff and not actually doing anything. So I'm going to build the thing that I had planned, and I'm going to ask you whether you think it's a good idea or not. Because I like it. I think it's a good idea, but I kind of want to get some input on it, whether some people might see a better design for it. And it is actually going to use some decoration blocks. So let me show you. I am going to pause the game when I do it though, because I don't want the beavers building it yet. Okay. So what I want to do is we're going to have along this edge here the same system as we've got here. We're going to have the power line run all the way along, doing its thing, and then this kind of on top here. So we'll still have that all there. What we would need to do, however, is not have it on this side. We're going to have the power line like this. Right, so we're going to have this row in here, but we're not going to have the row on top. But we are, because we need the row on top to connect the power together. I've just kind of realised. So might have to modify my plan slightly, which is fine. We'll just go up by one. That's what we do. We'll go up by one. Okay, that's not an issue. That's not an issue. So we'll just go up by one, and you'll see what I'm moving. So hang on. Let's put in the thing. Let's put in the so we want the universal, not universal. We want powered levy there, and there. I don't need them further down. We don't need them further down. I don't actually need them. This one has all the connections. This one has connections, but none of them are going to be used, like, ever. Only the ones up here are ever going to be used. So they're not needed. But I'm just going to put them in because, just for conforming sake, basically, we're going to put all these in like this. Because it makes sense. It just makes sense to put them all in. Even if we're not going to use them. We've got them if we need them for the future for whatever reason. I don't know why we might or would or whatever, but okay. And then we put in the levees around the edge. Now, can I pause the game here because we want this? We want this to be built. So this is going to be a 1x2. Okay, and come here and just go boom. Do. Just as normal, we put this in here. I should have probably built this beforehand, really. Okay, and then we're going to have a 1x3 there and there, and a 1x3 there and there. This is there and 1x3, not 3, 1 there. Okay, so that's there, and then we want to have just a standard levy on the end. There we go. Okay, and then on top we want to have the power line. So so I need to build that as well. So it connects everything up. Otherwise everything isn't connected. I kind of forgot the power lines required. So we want to have the universal power, not levy, we want the other one. We want this one on top of every last one of these, don't we? As standard. We haven't even built this the other side yet, so it's got to go in there as well. And again, it's just it will absolutely never be used on the other one, but I want to build it there just because we can. I want to build it there so we have it on this line as well. So, and it connects all four of these together with each other. They are all connected around this side, and so the power from this one's going through this here. But I just want to have it there, so if we do anything stupid out in the water, we haven't got to worry about flooding as well. So yeah, so that's there, and then we want to have the power lines between, don't we? Oop. Oop, I don't think they can get up there, can they? No, don't think they can. But you go there. We want a way there. Then we're going to put in those on top like that. Okay, so this is established. We know what this is. We know this is here. And we'll put some ladders in so they can all get up on top, and then run a path all the way along, so beavers can get everywhere up there. Okie dokie. That's easy. This is the easy part. So there you go. Now the beaver can get up there. Okay. So the next part is not the easy part, however. The next part's the bit where we have to figure out decorations. So what I want to do is I need to raise this one up as well. So I think we could just do platforms here. I think for this, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't just have to do platforms. But again, we do need to get up on top of it, but that's okay. We can do this. So let me show you. Stop talking, start showing. So my idea is this. I'll start here so it's a bit away from the edge so you can see it. So we're going to have a inverted slope like this, and then we're going to use, surprise surprise, the pillars, which I don't really like, and I've discussed this in a comment, but I'm going to use them because then we have them here. And I want to go 1 2 3 4 like that, go up by 3. And then we put another decoration block on top of that, facing that way, and we get a lovely arch. And then we'll put the pillars in again, like that. And then what is that? 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So there. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. And you can already see where this is going, right? Already see this? I should also put all these pillars down to be the lowest priority, so they don't get built anytime soon. Just to make sure. They shouldn't do, because we've got everything else before them being built, so that's fine. And then we're going to put in on there. One on there, but we can't do that one because we have a path there for the moment, because we need the path to build, so that's fine. And that, there's a couple of little sort of archways that you can build. Now you can stack these, as in you can do like one on top, so there's no reason why I couldn't come off the edge and then just do another one there and another one there and another one there, and that would be fine. However, it doesn't make a flat top, and I need a flat top because the idea with this cell is going to be food. We're going to put all the food in here, and then on top we're going to have all the processing of the food. So there'll be some farms down the bottom to harvest it. Maybe we'll put the farms on top as well. Who knows? The problem with putting the farms on top is we need waste down. But that's not necessarily going to be difficult because ladders and things can do stuff. So we'll see. We also don't necessarily have to go up this high. Crops actually only require one space above them. If you look at this here, the picture of these, you see it's got a, they're all locked so you can't really see it here, but they've got different pictures here. These as well, these I did unlock one of these in the episode that I've deleted and we're re-recording. I thought these were platforms like this one here, metal platform that goes up and then has like a 3x3 on top. I thought they were the same sort of thing, maybe different sizes. They are not. These are metal versions of these. The metal versions of the standard platforms. The difference being, because they're reinforced, you can run the side platforms off the edge of them. So you can't run the side platforms off the edge of these because none of them are solid enough to do it. That's fine. But you can't run it off platforms there, but you can run it off of metal platforms, so the reinforced platforms. So yeah, so they have a purpose, and they're expensive to make, and don't need them for this. For what I'm doing, don't need them. But yeah. So what we could do is we could lower these down and come over. But then if I lower them down, I wouldn't be able to have these the way I have them here. I wouldn't be able to. We could lower them down and move them in by one, so the power will be lower. And I can do that with the magic platforms that we have. These magic here, these magic floating platforms. We could do it with these. So there's no reason why we couldn't put those in on the edge like that, and then put the decoration pieces on top of them. That's completely valid. The only problem to that is that it wouldn't line up properly, because this makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 arches beautifully. If I came in by one, it wouldn't work. But we could always make the edges, instead of being we could make it a 2 instead of a 3, so it's a bit more sharper on the edges, and then it becomes more. So the other thing I want to test as well is no, crops do not go underneath these platforms. Okay, so maybe I don't want to use these platforms. Maybe I do want to use floaty platforms for it, because the floaty platforms would then let me put crops underneath it and I wouldn't be losing any space underneath. So maybe we'll bring this down by one. But anyway, this is the idea. This is the thing I want to run past you all to see. So I think it's probably better doing it this way, with the having it lower down. Because as I said, the crops only require one space to grow, so that is legal, and a crop can grow underneath here. Absolutely fine. See, I can put crops underneath there, that's fine, it's not a problem. Trees, however, will not grow in this space. Trees would not go here. So I don't know if I can even put trees down. Can I put trees down? I can. But as you see, the tree's not high enough. This actual platform may not actually register as being a solid thing, so that might technically work. I don't know, but it's yeah. So we could do that, and then we could do floaty platforms in the center, which is easy enough done. We'll just come off the edge and run along. That's lower down, which is nice, because lower down means less distance for our beavers to travel if the farms are on top. We could always do the triple platforms off the edge here. The reason I'm saying about the floaty platforms is because over here we can't do it because we have this power line, which is required. This power line is needed here to connect all of these together to run the system to run it in. So we can't do that. We could make the entire wall out of universal power lines and just run it through the levee wall, but I don't want to. I want to stay conformed to what we're doing. So I want to leave it as it is. So over here we would have to do the platforms. Right now I can just remove the path and put one on top, and that's fine. Power can come in from this end. That's not a problem, because this end won't have platforms on it. It will be next to it. So, but I think we'll go down one. But yeah, but this is the idea. So we have 5 arches, and the idea is we put a crop in each row. So from that end to this end would be one crop, and it would be 6 wide by this long. And then we can leave a 2 gap there and put the farms in there actually. So maybe I will just leave it with those. A lot more effort than a lot easier than doing the floaty platforms. Although floaty platforms we'll just do on one side. because we'd have to. We just have to on that side. We just have to. So that would be fun. So yeah, so we'll do that, and then we'll put the farms in here, and then maybe it could be 7 wide with just farms in the edges here. So well, no, because these actually that wouldn't work because the platforms would be required all the way along, wouldn't they? Yeah, because we'd have to have the platforms. I'll figure it out. I don't know. I kind of want to put the farms on the lower level and then have all the processing above on top of it. But I would like to bring it down to this level instead. So it's slightly. So it's only 1, 2, 3 high for beavers to get to. And yeah, and then each one. So this one would be. Let's go to crops. This one would be carrots, and then we'd have sunflowers, and then we'd have potatoes, and then we'd have wheat, and then we've got one spare. Spadedock and cattail require water. Crafted farmhouses. Now, there's no reason why we couldn't blow a channel up in here if we got some dynamite. And put cattail, and spadedock in here. There's no reason why we couldn't actually have that in this area as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 crops. There's only 5 lines. So we could absolutely do that. Wheat does not need all that much space. Wheat is very good, so wheat doesn't need that much space compared to the others. Wheat's very good at you turn 10 days is 3 wheat. 3 wheat becomes 1 wheat becomes 1 flour in easy way. So we got Dutch Windmill as well, which doesn't require power, which is nice. So we'll use that one. It is slightly more expensive to make, but we got power anyway, so the grist must matter. So yeah, 1 flour becomes 1 wheat, and then in here, one wheat becomes 1 flour. 1 flour becomes 5 bread. So wheat is ridiculously efficient. It's the best bang for your buck space-wise for food. So, but it requires a lot more setup. Cattail and spadedock are pretty good as well, but you need way more spadedock space than you do cattail. So I can't really get 6 in here. I mean, I could if I made it even narrower, but I'm not too sure about that. We do have other options as well. We could bring the edges in slightly and do so much and just make the center one smaller slightly, I suppose. We got options. We got options. I could change it to. I could try and figure out a way to divide this up to make 6 wide. So yeah, but that's my plan. Okay, so that's the plan. That's what I'm doing, and I probably spent 10 minutes talking about the plan rather than actually doing the plan. But what do you think we should do? Should I go for 6 wide, flood 2 channels, and have all the crops in one place? Should I go 5 wide and then maybe just do like 2 loads of sunflowers? Because sunflowers are quite bad. They take 5 days to grow, and they're the food that gets eaten quickly. So, although it used to get eaten quickly, I don't know if it does or not. Yeah. So, so what do you think? Should I try for the 6 wide and try and divide this by 6 wide? Paths we can figure out. We can always figure out to get paths in. That's not a problem. We can go wherever, whenever, whatever. We can figure that one out. Yeah, we can sort that out. That's not a problem there. And I might use the floaty platforms in the center just so I save space on the floor to do things. So yeah, it might be an idea. We use the floaty platforms as the base for those. So yeah, and then we'll do that, and we'll put beehives in as well, so everything will get beehived. If we blow out some channels, we'll take like channels out, or we could levy off something. But I kind of think we'll get some dynamite and actually blow the channels out, and then leave just little bits of land so the water can flow in. And we can use pipes and things, because we have pipes and stuff that I've not even touched yet. So we can figure these out and get pipes coming in from the outside to here, and then fill the channels up with water without worrying about it flooding over the top. Hopefully. I don't know how it works, so we'll figure it out. So yeah, so what do you think of that? What do you think of that? I kind of like the idea of having the arches, but we'll figure it out there. So, or we could go traditional way of just having the farms in here, putting some stuff in the center, and then doing something square. I do want to have the processing above it, because the actual it's not required. The sunlight is not required for growing crops. So yeah, it's not required for growing crops. So we don't have to actually worry about it. Under there, they won't stop growing. They will be fine. So, yeah. And we don't have the iron teeth big platforms, big metal platforms. We only have the Folktail small ones, which are 3x3s. And to fit the 3x3s in there, we'd have to have 4 each one because they're the same size as these levies. So we'd have to have 4, and that's just going to be so many wasted spaces to get the platforms in. And it's just, yeah. So what do you think? Do we go with 5? Do we go with 6? I'm leaning towards 6 and trying to figure out some channels of water, which would be interesting and fun, and possibly will result in the flooding and everything. But I'm not going to go any further with the beavers right now because we have this going on here. But what I will do is once we get some more beavers, we have 19 right now. I might restart this and try and get some more scrap coming in, and then try and get some more metal blocks because we're going to need metal blocks for things, and then try and get our robots going so we can get robots in here as soon as possible. That's the plan. So okay, we'll leave this one here. We will come back next time and carry on from there, and I will get your feedback on this. And nothing has happened in this episode, and I can't. We've done some houses. We built some houses. We built the walls on the outside. We got there, and we have a plan. So one episode of me asking what's going to happen, and then we're going to have more episodes of things happening. So every now and then we'll have something like this. I would like your consultation, please. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Until then, as always, fun.